Coming up,
Do what makes you happy. Do what you believe is your purpose, what calls to you. That's the point of life.
So, happy summer. What?
You're like an awkward teen who doesn't know how to, like, talk normally.
I'm an awkward teen who doesn't know how to talk normally, so I started a podcast about the paranormal to learn how to talk to people.
You can't talk to people, but you can talk amazingly over a podcast. Which is funny, because Ben is, like, one of the most social people I know. You're such a people person, and everyone loves you, Ben.
I mean, is your summer going good or not? Fun in the sun!
I'm working so much.
Well, it doesn't feel too much like summer. It's literally 63 degrees right now.
Yeah, today it is.
Yeah, it was a chilly
colder
day today.
summer. Yeah. I'm kind of sad. It was sunny, but I don't want it to be outside, but I didn't want to sit in like 60-degree weather in the shade. It can be chilly.
I'm fine with how the temperature is right now. I thrive between 65 to 75. Any warmer than that, I'm dying. Any colder than that, I'm miserable.
Yeah, so fair.
I just want it to be perpetually in between those two states.
I do like it in the 70s. It's like, keep it nice and sunny in the 70s. That's such a nice temperature.
Now, see, if I wanted to go like swimming, which is never, yeah,
Same.
I'd want it above 75.
I want it 85 degrees.
But I don't like swimming. So,
Me neither. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go swimming.
Suck because
You're like a mermaid.
I know. It sucks that my two best favorite people in this world don't like swimming.
Okay, do you literally remember last summer when we went kayaking and all three of us just pulled off at a random spot in the river just so you could go swimming, and you bought goggles just for it, and you just kind of treaded water in one spot? And Ben and I just stood there like, yep, you're swimming all right.
Yep.
Well, it was so fun. You know, I went to the deep end that's in that little river area where we pulled off, and the current's fast enough, so if you start swimming, you just stay in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay,
funny.
what is this podcast episode about? Hang on.
Yeah, how does this
Well-
relate to the topic?
Well, here's the thing. I have some sad news. The only swimming we'll be doing this episode is in sorrows. And you heard me right, folks. We have a very summary topic today. That is, if you think of summer when you hear the words death, dying, inevitable doom, mortality. Guys, that's supposed to be a serious moment.
I don't know why it's
We
funny
ruined
because
it.
it's all gonna happen to us.
I don't think any of those words make me think of summer. I mean,
kinda how I
maybe
felt.
maybe if it's high 80s, 90 degrees, yeah.
No, but like that's usually how I felt. If I felt any sort of dread when I was younger during the summer, it's because I knew like every day it was a little bit of school coming closer.
You can't just like live in the moment.
No, I had extreme anxiety.
Do you live life now to its fullest, or are you too scared of dying, Angela?
No, I'm medicated now, so I'm better.
That wasn't an answer. Welcome to our podcast, where we take deep dives.
Looking at various topics through a paranormal lens.
Angela mentioned, because one of our questions we did in the 50 questions for episode 50 episode. That's a tongue twister. Angela said that she is the only one amongst us that the paranormal, investigating the paranormal, actually changed the way she views death and dying. Because that was a question we asked each other.
Has investigating haunted places changed how you think about death?
No.
No, it's changed more about how I think about living than it has dying.
That's true too. No, it definitely changed for me.
Really?
Yeah.
What
and
changed?
That's. I mean, that could be a full deep dive
Alright,
Okay.
stay
we
tuned.
could do. my question is, how does it not change your guys's views on death?
I I guess I'm not sure because I've always believed in ghosts, so like it doesn't really change my perception on death. And like also being very heavily raised Catholic,
Mhm.
ghosts, spirits, what have you, it's still a mystery as to what they are, where they came from, and why they're here. And in Catholicism, like, one of the biggest things is like ghosts are just here to trick you. They're not all actually like your passed away loved ones, but I also believe that it is a form of purgatory where they're trapped between here and the
Mm.
next life, wherever that
Mhm.
may be. And there is some parts of Catholicism where that rings true, where some spirits are allowed to come through the veil of purgatory and ask for forgiveness, prayers, help from the living, and that's where we get ghosts from.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but there's also that belief that ghosts are not, like I said, our loved ones, and they're actually demons and spirits trying to trick us and cause us to sin. So like
Huh.
the perception
Yeah.
of ghosts being there and investigating them has not changed how I view death
Yeah,
or the afterlife.
that's the thing though, because if this is you've always believed that and still up to now, it's like, of course it's not gonna change the way you think,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
I
Well,
mean,
but
definitely like with doing more in the paranormal and growing up and like learning more in Catholicism and being able to understand more and
mhm,
having these experiences. Yeah, it definitely makes like has broadened my horizon and helped me understand things more, but I don't think it's changed that baseline understanding of death and the afterlife.
well, because
yeah.
that goes in. I was gonna ask you, Bree, if it's a case of you haven't seen any evidence to change your view, but is it a case of you just didn't see anything to change your view, so your view stays the same, or have you seen evidence that confirms your point of view and your
I feel like I
feelings
haven't
on death?
really seen anything that's changed my view.
But
Like,
have you seen things that like confirm like yeah, what I've been thinking in my viewpoint?
I mean, not really. Like,
So you haven't seen any evidence either way. It's just like
yeah,
you haven't.
exactly. Like, I feel like that is something hard. Like, death and afterlife is it's one of the things that paranormal investigators are always like, "Oh, we're investigating the paranormal so we can learn more about the afterlife." It, no one ever has any answers. Nobody ever gets answers. That's not the reason why like do paranormal investigation. Like
Mhm.
I don't see the reason or need to try to find those answers. So to have or be seeking an experience that changes my viewpoint. Like yeah, if it happens, cool. But like also at the same time I'm not actively seeking that out, I guess, cuz that's not going to I don't know.
How would you even prove what happens after death from a paranormal
Exactly.
investigation? So
Exactly.
are you with me when you first started 9 years ago with me?
Mhm.
At the very beginning versus now, would you say this statement is accurate? When I first started, when I first started, I thought like maybe if we got like a class A EVP or an apparition that proved they were dead people, that we persisted after death as an intelligent being. Now, if I see a full body apparition or I hear an EVP, I'm thinking this doesn't prove anything, even if it's legitimate. There's a million possibilities that even the possibilities could be, because like you said, I have a broader conception of what we experience, which I think is
Mhm.
totally
Mhm.
separate from like even a religious point of view. That's why I don't like the whole like demon stuff too, because it's a very
Mhm.
religious perspective on something, even if it's real, that's a
Yeah.
religious perspective that explains the same thing. I think
Mhm.
they're kind of separate. You can't really, you
Yeah.
can have a religious point of view that's different than like the stuff we do isn't
Mhm.
proving. Because like an EVP, what's an
Yeah.
EVP gonna do? Is that gonna change your? If you capture a full body apparition, are you gonna think about religion differently or anything, or do you have that like in separate parts of your mind? If you know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like they're kind of separate in my mind,
Yeah.
just because I don't like I don't know. I
Mm.
guess they're kind of just separate in my mind, but like my viewpoint in going into paranormal investigating, especially when I first started 9 years ago, I wasn't trying to prove like, oh, everything's a ghost. Because I kind of came into the mindset to always be skeptical and not think everything was a ghost. I came in with, is there some sort of paranormal activity? Is is there a haunting? I'm not trying to seek answers as to what a haunting is, if it is a ghost. And I still
Hmm.
feel like I'm that way now. Like,
Yeah.
we, especially now, we're getting more into territory where we're like, oh, there is a lot more residual energy hauntings than we realized originally. So I think now is more trying to prove, like, or trying to collect evidence as to what the haunting is, and not, and if there is a haunting, not, is there a ghost? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. And to your point too, I think, would you agree? Like over the 9 years, we haven't necessarily proven or disproven quote unquote ghosts, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the farthest we've come is like we've broadened our kind of knowledge or kind of theories on like what could be happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that the great thing though? Because when we all first started, most likely for you guys too, it's like you you see assume that, oh, you get a EVP or you see a full body apparition or you see something move from on its own, that's automatically like proof that like
Mm-hmm.
ghost exists or something. But now
Yeah.
as more and more we're going on and the more we experiencing and think about stuff over the years, there's all these other different factors that could be attributing to
Yeah.
those things that we have heard or witnessed and
Mm-hmm.
like this experience in general that it's like it might not even be ghost,
Yeah.
really.
It's more of establishing whether or not there is some sort of paranormal, unexplainable activity.
Mhm.
Like, that's the
Right.
evidence that we're collecting. I I don't
Because
know.
nothing we've ever collected has pointed to like our own afterlife.
I can't think of any examples in the paranormal field where someone has captured like an EVP or a ghost or something that's been like, "Oh, this is proof of like the afterlife or proof of uh what comes after death." Like, the you'll hear about that, but it's not in the paranormal field. You'll hear about it in like the religious field of like
Mhm.
people
It
seeing an apparition of a saint.
Unless in this is a very Angela answer, so apologies. And she's rubbing off on me with her morbid, fucked up shit. But unless we do an
Aw.
investigation, and in the middle of the investigation we actually document someone dying and
Or
watch the
one of
soul
us
leave.
dies.
Sure, yeah, and then we watch the soul leave the body,
Yeah, we're not gonna actually
and
get
then
any
walk.
evidence
You know,
unless that actually happens to us.
but
But
you know what
Unless
I'm
one of
saying?
us
Like if
actually dies and we come back to life and we tell everyone about it.
yeah,
Yeah, but you know
but
what I'm
Even
saying?
then,
Like
you
if
could
that
you if you
argue.
document someone's soul leaving the body during an investigation, you have the thermal camera, you see the heat come up, and then they walk up to you and you're like, "Hey, I'm still
Mhm.
here."
But that was kind of the point that I was getting into, is like, as paranormal investigators, that isn't the kind of evidence that we're finding, or that's not even the realm of things that we're looking at. You see those sorts of things more on the religious side, like people who do like die and come back to life, and you hear about like their experience afterwards, and you, or like I said, people who are seeing apparitions of saints or those sorts of things. Like, you don't hear about that stuff in the paranormal. You hear about it more in mainstream
The
media or
religious
like
part.
religious
Yeah.
or
Like all of the like people dying and coming back to life, they're all
Mhm.
like extremely not I don't want to say extremely really they're religious people. I'm thinking of like the movie and the book Heaven is for Real and something else too. And
Yeah.
like they're all Christian based.
Hmm. Like
You never
Well,
once hear
okay, so isn't because this might be a surprise to you, but a lot of people do or would say that near-death experiences and all of what we're talking about is very much in the same realm as paranormal, but also
Mhm.
th those
that's the
same
thing is, it is.
people also approach the paranormal from a religious point of view.
Yes.
do you know I feel like that's hypocritical almost.
What is?
Maybe.
Like did you they go about like talking about and specifically talking about like the religious part of it, talking about like oh you died and you come back and you talk about like what you experienced in the afterlife or blah 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 and stuff like that. And in my mind I clump that into the paranormal still because the paranormal is the unknown, ghost and all that stuff. And afterlife is unknown, so they're talking about things that happen after life that's unknown. So they're talking about the paranormal, but then they shit on people who do paranormal.
This is a topic I was not expecting to be so deep.
No, I mean, death, dying, hysterical. Um, but yeah, I mean, the reason I said no was because I think the paranormal is taught more about life, especially how to
Hmm.
live life now and types of things, and
Mhm.
especially with the whole dweller and the threshold stuff too. Um, I mean, obviously that's uh your own shadow self and overcoming um, parts of yourself and ego and all that stuff. So it does teach you a lot about yourself, especially the woo-woo stuff. So I think there's a lot to learn about life in the paranormal more than afterlife.
But if it teaches you about life, then it teaches you about the afterlife. They go hand in hand.
Does it? Do you think
I
how
think
you live
so.
now informs what happens after you die?
Well,
I
this is what I think. Okay. So, I don't think what you do during life really, I mean, it might to a certain extent, but like I don't know, like you're talking about live life. It teaches you about life and
Yeah.
how to live life, okay? And if I've ever learned anything so far with doing the paranormal, do what you enjoy, be a good person, follow your heart. That's like or whatever, that type of woo-woo shit. It reflects this in your afterlife too, because you're fulfilling your purpose here on Earth.
I'm just thinking what medications you got because they taught you that same thing years ago.
Who taught me this same stuff?
Your medication. Live life now. Don't worry about death. Be happy. You're saying I didn't have to ghost hunt for 9 years? I could have just got a prescription?
No.
Oh, goodness me.
God. Oh God. Uh,
Do you believe in
I mean,
God? Because you said yes
I
to the
believe that there's some
question.
sort of higher power,
Now,
whatever that God may be.
initially on the episode we did where we brought up this topic, you said that it changed the way you view about death because you no longer believe in hell. Can you elaborate
No.
on that?
Yeah, I don't believe there's a hell. Growing up, I mean, I was Christian growing up, and I was taught by my parents and specifically my mom. Sorry if you ever listen to this, mom, not meaning to call you out. Not like she will listen to this, but
I'll send it to her.
and like when I was in youth group in like middle school and high school and stuff like that, they drilled it into you saying like there's the heaven and hell type of situation, and if you don't do the blah blah and blah and disobey God, then you're gonna be in hell and burn for eternity and stuff like that. And I'm just like, first of all, I mean, when you're a kid and you keep hearing this stuff and you grew up like that, you're gonna believe it. But in the back of my mind, I was always like, well, if God loves you, And they always say it's about free will or whatever. That's a whole nother topic. Free will. What exactly is free will? But free will, it
You think we're the spokespeople of free will?
anyway, I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. Like, we have a choice to follow God or not to follow God. If you don't follow God, then you're gonna go to hell. But that's part of free will. But if God really loves us, then He wouldn't torture us like that. And that was always in my mind. Never once agreed with it. Never once understood that whole statement about hell and why God would send someone to hell because of that. Because that's not a very godly thing to do. And it's just kind of like I don't know. I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. Um,
And
what else?
let me tell you something. If you didn't talk, we won't have a podcast. So if
I'm I'm
don't
just
stop
like
yourself.
and it's just all I'm saying is once I started the paranormal and it's just that was more the fact that I was like, Dad, you're going to Indiana State Sanatorium with me. We're doing a ghost hunt for 12 hours throughout the night. Mom, you're driving me there. They weren't like my dad was like he was cool. He was skeptical, but my mom was like, didn't really like it. I know a lot of my other family doesn't like it. My mom describes it as an embarrassment. She doesn't like to talk about what I do for fun to people because it's embarrassing and stuff like that. And I'm just saying, like,
Maybe I'll
it
send this to all
doesn't
of her
make
friends too.
sense. Huh?
Maybe I'll
What?
send it. Maybe I'll send this to all of her friends too. I'll make a group chat.
I'm just saying all of this just leads up to it. And once I rebelled and started doing the paranormal and because I always believed in ghosts too since I was a kid. There's not one single specific experience that has happened that made me want to believe in ghosts. I just always have believed in ghosts. But it just made me realize because once I started doing the paranormal, I started looking into other religions and spirituality and witchcraft and all that other stuff, and I just realized like, shit, nothing really matters. Do what makes you happy. Do what you believe is your purpose. What calls to you. That's the point of life. And I believe that's what God or whatever higher person made us is why we're here. We're here just to enjoy Earth, even though it's not enjoyable sometimes and stuff like that. So when you die, I don't think it really matters what happens while you're living. Does this all make sense?
This
I
kind
could
of
go more.
bittersweet.
I
It's
was just about
bittersweet.
to say you were gonna say I could keep talking, and I was just about to say I'm just gonna stay as like I was thinking. I'm just gonna stay quiet and see how long she will keep adding to the silence. And
No, but here I got more too. So this is
About time. Maybe we just like the reason she doesn't talk much on this podcast. Maybe we just need to be quiet, just like having a staring contest, or just
mhm.
see what she comes up with.
Okay, I'm almost done. Another thing too though is that while growing up, I always
I
did
blinked.
you
I did too.
Sorry.
like what we were saying how it's like the religious people are the ones who criticize and shit on the people for doing the paranormal most of the time. And my mind, I never understood that. I know what they say, like you shouldn't be messing with the other side, you shouldn't be doing witchcraft because that's what the Bible says and stuff. But what I don't understand is that specifically like if our whole point if you're going off of Christianity in the Bible, and you should try to be like Jesus and be a good person as much as possible. And this is another reason why I like to do the paranormal, because I like to try to find the secrets of the universe to be as much like Jesus. Like, I still believe in Jesus, I believe that he was a good person and that we should follow him as a person because of all, like, he's a good person.
Hmm.
But to do that, don't you need to experiment with the other side or whatever to understand his perspective? and what he was like as a person the most. Adam and Eve eating from the tree was like that was a big no-no because God said them not to. But I'm like, if you ate from the tree, don't you gain all the powers from the universe or whatever and understand everything? And if you
The
understood
knowledge,
that,
right?
yeah, the knowledge, and then if you gain all the knowledge, can't that unlock being like Jesus the most? You know what I mean? It never made sense to me.
Did it frustrate you when they said she got all the knowledge and it didn't say what the knowledge was?
Yeah. Which are those like I think some of that stuff is in like the quote banned books of the Bible, which would make sense why they don't like that stuff being part of the book Bible, but I don't know. I'm going on a big rant, but all of this just goes into the fact and changed my view on death because all of this stuff, all these ideas, thinking outside of the box of just regular Christianity made me realize there's could be a lot more out there. I don't know. Just overall, it just makes me think about death differently, and that it doesn't really matter, and that there will never be one known fact. So just do what you enjoy doing, and you'll be fine, and just be a good person.
I feel like we're all saying to some degree that the paranormal has taught us a lot about life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Varying degrees about the afterlife, if at all, but still, is it an accurate assessment to say it does seem to teach you more about life than the afterlife?
Yeah.
I'm still sticking to my answer that
But
life and the
yes,
afterlife go hand in hand, though.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. But it does teach you, without a doubt, about life now and how, like, everyone should be a ghost hunter. They'd probably be less miserable.
I don't think everyone's was meant to be a ghost hunter. I don't think everyone was meant to be here on Earth to try to figure out
I thought you were gonna
this
stop and be like,
stuff.
I don't think everyone was meant to be on Earth.
That too.
Even though we have, like I said, even though we have varying degrees of our own opinions on the afterlife and our own upbringings and life experience and perspectives play into that, I think the one thing that seems to be true for all of us, like I said, is it does teach you a lot about life. Now, if that goes hand in hand with the afterlife, hey, that's good. Or if it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, cool. We'll find out what happens when we
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, or not. Maybe there
Or
is
not.
nothing and
Maybe
it'll
there's
just be
nothing.
darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were gonna say, or not. We're not gonna die. We're gonna be immortal.
You never
Oh,
know.
or
You
that.
never
You never
know.
know.
Maybe something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I found a fountain of youth.
It will become
Mm.
vampires and it'll stay alive until someone stabs us in the heart with a stake.
Yes.
Or sun.
Or sun.
Or
Son.
garlic.
I'm pretty sure garlic doesn't kill vampires.
No, I think it just harms them.
God, I'd rather die than be a vampire. I don't want to be a vampire.
God, no, I would enjoy it for a little bit. I would like to just scare people with me being a vampire for a little bit and then die once I had enough.
I feel like nowadays, like with all the vampire romantasy that's out there,
Yeah.
that you would not get the scare factor that you think you would, Angela, unfortunately.
Well, thanks for discussing summer with me. This really was a high point of the season.
Yeah, summer and existential dread. Thank you very much.
A lot of sun in this episode, be it the sun in the sky or the son of God.
Amen.
I am this first time I've heard that rendition, Angela.
I got too much stuff going on in my brain. You made my brain go like.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Paranormal Lens. If you liked what you heard, every 5-star rating and positive review tells the algorithms we're a worthy podcast and pushes us out to more listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next Thursday for another paranormal deep dive.